We've all looked up in wonder at the night sky, but if you've tried to capture an image of the moon or stars, you know how challenging it is with just your iPhone. Andrew McCarthy has the skills and the tools to capture the true beauty of the universe. He's known as Cosmic Background on Instagram, has nearly 450,000 followers, and I'm one of them. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us this morning. You used to take photos from your backyard here in Elk Grove, but now you're in Arizona. How are you?
I'm doing great, Adam. Thank you so much for having me on here.
No problem. Thank you so much for joining us. My first question is, how did you become so popular? I remember seeing a photo of yours on Reddit, and that's how I found out about you. Was there a turning point for you where you just amassed all of these followers?
You know, it really took a lot of work. Over the last few years, it took coming up with a regular cadence of producing new and inventive images that people have never seen before. And by doing that, I was able to catch the attention of some major news organizations that shared my work, and that helped me get some popularity.
Was this a passion of yours all of your life, or was this something more recent that you started doing?
Well, I always loved space. I was a bit of a science fiction junkie. But I never really got into this until about 3-4 years ago. I bought a telescope on a whim just to see what was up there. And of course, like any millennial would do, I took my iPhone up to the eyepiece of the telescope, tried to take a picture. Didn't work out too well, but it led me down this rabbit hole that turned into what you see today.
That's perfect, because my next question is, how do you take these pictures? I was reading a little bit about it, that some of them are thousands of pictures stitched together. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. I use a lot of different techniques that requires a lot of very advanced software that processes thousands and thousands of images and compresses them all into one image that has insane fidelity. So I can create amazing images of the moon like that with clouds and stars that you wouldn't be able to capture in a single exposure.
And Richard Sharp, he's our anchor for the morning here, he was saying that his favorite picture of the moon he's ever seen is one of yours. And is the moon your favorite thing to photograph, or are there other celestial objects that really capture your attention?
Really deep sky, like galaxies and nebulas. That's what I love taking pictures of. But the moon has something that's just so comforting about it. So I always come back to it, and it seems to be what the people that follow me love looking at the most as well. So I try to take pictures of it a few times a month at least.
Right, I've seen moon, sun, plenty of that on your Instagram page. And then the deep sky that we see, the pictures we have, some of them up on our screen, they're so colorful. Is that something you add? Do their colors reflect something that's true to this eye?
So space is naturally very, very colorful. However, when you're looking through the telescope, it appears gray. That's not because it's not colorful, but because your eyes don't work very well in low light situations. That's why when you walk into a dark room, you can't necessarily tell what color shirt somebody's wearing.
Right.
When you turn the lights on, of course, the color's there. Cameras don't have that limitation, so colors just come right through. And of course, I milk the bejesus out of my images. I boost up that color saturation, and I want to see everything that's in that image. So it's a little bit of both.
And I think we all appreciate you getting that saturation up, because it makes for just incredible images. We're looking at a picture right now of a satellite, maybe the International Space Station. Have you photographed that?
Yeah, that's what that was. International Space Station transiting the crescent moon.
That's pretty amazing. So when people look at your photos and go on your page, what do you hope they take away from seeing your work?
I hope they get the same love of space that I do. There's a sense of wonder I get every single time I look through a telescope, and I would just want to share that with the world.
And that sense of wonder is something that I felt as a kid. You know, originally growing up, I thought maybe I would want to be an astronaut, someone that studies space, but then I thought, there are way too many questions that are never going to be answered. I'll stick to something a little bit closer to the surface of Earth, and ended up in meteorology. Andrew McCarthy, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time. And if you ever want to come back to Elk Grove or Sacramento, you can come hang out with us.
Okay, sounds good. I'll come say hi.
All right, he's in Arizona now because of the darker night sky. Get some better pictures there. Thank you. Have a great day, Andrew. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, now let's get to your forecast.